if there are two things happening, if they open up like all embassies, by default, all embassies to become automatic polling stations, and then go beyond embassies, we may, that 10,000 number, I'll be happy to see it get to 30,000. I do not.
So that it cannot make much of a dent.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
It's not that it cannot make much of a dent, is that the election will be close. So those numbers will be important regardless.
True.
Yeah. 50%, 50% plus one. If you're at 49%, then you're relying on the diaspora vote.
And I'm not even talking about guys flying in from Georgia, Texas, whatever. Let's say that's the DMV area. If registration is opened for people to come out and vote, all you have to do is register to vote. If you know, or if you think that by the time the elections will be happening and you don't want to travel, you can go and change your location for voting and say you want to change your site to the state, to DC, Washington DC, the embassy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting at least even, let's say, wait, how many are we in this United States of America? What is the number?
It's a controversial number. People
just
come
give me a number.
Numbers. Yeah.
What numbers have you had?
So I'll tell you the fake numbers and I will tell you the real numbers.
Yes.
So the fake number is that there's 1 million Kenyans in the US. That's the biggest, fattest lie that's constantly being quoted by many people, respectable people. Let me mention, no, there's no mentioning names of who quotes, but that's a fake number. We're not 1 million Kenyans. Yeah, I think we are at best case scenario, between 250 to 300,000. That's our best case scenario. And this is the One Mic Show. Karibuni. Tamulusa is saying that I don't think it's sustainable for Kenyans at home and abroad to constantly be consumed by political discourses from election to elections. Can't we occupy ourselves with development and good governance talk, especially at town hall scenarios? For how long should we be eternally lectured by politicians? I think the DMV has an opportunity because Baba Moura, rather let me call him Thomas Moura, Chair DMV Secretariat on the Matiang'i campaign, called us and promised us that we'll see something different. So this is an opportunity, and I think DMV might set the tone for the rest if we get the next one correct. I think because this discussion, this conversation has been thrown out there, and it is quite clear that people are not happy with the way these town halls are being conducted. They're just attending them and doing them because that's how they've always been done. But I think there's an opportunity here that we have to make a change. I think even before another politician comes, I think we need to have our own town hall without a politician, whereby we're calling Kenyans from different parts of the DMV. And this can be done in any other part, Atlanta, North Carolina. It can be done anywhere else, whereby Kenyans meet in that town hall format to discuss our issues in a way that we can send this message out there. Like all the issues we talked about last week, I think Omosh, you talked about diaspora voting, you talked about double taxation, you talked about the issue of like kids who are born here, it not being easy to get documentation. There's of course the land issue that was brought up. I mentioned like the issues about keeping more of our remittances in our pockets by government taking care of business, by taking care of education, by taking care of healthcare, because that's where that's where a big chunk of diaspora remittances to go. This money could be staying in our pockets, or it could be going back to Kenya to other opportunities that can create employment. Imagine out of the 5 billion, the 2 billion that's going annually towards education, healthcare, and household expenses. If things were done correct, and then that 2 billion goes towards like entrepreneurship or business ventures
or something, yes,
that can employ tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people. That is where the economy is gonna start seeing big benefit from the diaspora. So if we could have our own town halls and have these discussions amongst ourselves, such that we give them to Rigathi, we give them to Matiang'i, we give them to Maraga, we give them to anyone, even Rao and Ruto. This is what people in the diaspora are saying, so that by the time they're coming here, they've already been fed with these conversations. They already know what we're talking about. They already know what we're discussing.
And also remember, we in the United States have the ability to vote. It's been fought for a long time.
Yeah.
I wonder where Kina, by the way, went. Peter Carey went. Anyway, but you guys have been fighting for the right to vote, which we were granted.
Yes.
And after being granted, only maybe 1,000, maybe 300 in the DC area came to vote.
Yeah.
If you really want to see the value that the diaspora has, apart from the remittances that we send, and I'm not even talking about guys flying in from Georgia, Texas, whatever. Let's say that's the DMV area. If registration is opened for people to come out and vote, all you have to do is register to vote. If you know, or if you think that by the time the elections will be happening and you don't want to travel, you can go and change your location for voting and say you want to change your site to the states, to DC, Washington DC, the embassy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting at least even, let's say, wait, how many are we in this United States of America? What is the number?
It's a controversial number. People
just
come
give me a number.
Numbers. Yeah.
What numbers have you had?
So I'll tell you the fake numbers and I will tell you the real numbers.
Yes.
So the fake number is that there's 1 million Kenyans in the US. That's the biggest, fattest lie that's constantly being quoted by many people, respectable people. Let me mention, there's no mentioning names of who quotes, but that's a fake number. We're not 1 million Kenyans. Yeah, I think we are at best case scenario, between 250 to 300,000. That's our best case scenario.
So, out of that,
you have to think of who's gonna be over 18.
Yes, over 18. But I'm saying
2027.
2027.
So that's people born in 2009.
Yes,
people born in 2009 and after. Those are the ones who will be eligible to vote in 2027.
Right. So, like in the DMV, I would love to get the number.
Yeah. So in
approximate number of DMV, just DMV. I'm not even looking at Texas. So
DMV, or my own guesstimate, I would say maybe we are maximum of 30,000. Out of those 30,000, maybe let's say 20 of that 30,000 will be eligible to vote. And to me, I am not. I like being a realist. To me, if we could get 10,000 people to register, not even only the DMV, across the whole of the US. That will be a good number.
Now, that is just state-o.
Yeah, that's just the US.
You have Canada, Mexico.
Yes.
Like you have other diaspora. So if those small numbers add up, how much of an influence would that have?
No, like I like being realistic. We had 10,000 across the world. I think 10,000 diasporans registered across the world, the entire world. That's including East Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, Qatar, the European Union, UK, and other places where people could register. So I think if there are two things happening, if they open up like all embassies, by default, all embassies to become automatic polling stations, and then go beyond embassies, we may, that 10,000 number, I'll be happy to see it get to 30,000. I do not.
So that it cannot make much of a dent. Is that what you're saying?
It's not that it cannot make much of a dent, is that the election will be close. So those numbers will be important regardless.
True.
Yeah. 50%, 50% plus 1. If you're at 49%, then you're relying on the diaspora vote. I want us to be at least bigger than the smallest. I think we're already bigger than the smallest constituency as a diaspora internally. But I would like all the different pockets, like the European Union, the United States. I'd like each of these pockets to be bigger than the small constituency. Then at that point, we can give justification for
makes sense,
for representation.
Right.
Because right now we're at a point Like we established from, just these town
Taxation
halls.
without representation.
Yes, these town halls now Mika ameingia tutampatia chance aongee kidogo. From these town halls that we've had, and also from the episode we had last week, we've established that that people are going into these meetings not necessarily not knowing what the issues are, but they're going into these meetings not knowing what pertinent issues to bring up. People are just going there happy to meet a Kenyan politician and happy to socialize with other Kenyans, but there's no critical discussions on these are our issues as Kenyans living in the US. Mika Och, karibu sana. Talk to us.
Thank you, Ali. And what I would like to add to that is that, right now, when these politicians are coming right now, us here in diasporans, we're eager to understand. We want to know what's happening on the ground, especially when those people are chanting one term against Kasongo or nothing on any. It's that excitement, that euphoria, that sense of wanting to feel that you're belonging that's taking you to these town halls. And that's what's making us not be able to contribute justly or ask for more. But then I want to turn around and say this. We're not the first, we are the second contributor of foreign exchange in the country, right? By the money we send back in the country. The money that we, the diaspora, send back in the country is calculated with the budget of the country as expected revenue, and they plan on what development of what part of the budget is going to be sustained by that money that we're sending back. So even without just the ability of voting, we have a say by virtue of whatever we are sending back home, regardless of which part of the diaspora you are contributing to the GDP of the country, you're contributing to the economy of the country. If you didn't send that money back home, there would be a deficit in the budget. So that gives us the power to be able to demand and ask and force policy. Most people hold diaspora guys and tell them, you guys don't vote. Hamwezi vote. Mnapiga kelele ya nini? Guess what? You can't vote, but guess what? You control the most important part, which is the economy, which is the spinal cord of the country. If diaspora remittance was pulled back, there will be a very huge deficit in that budget. So we have to realize the power that we have. And as Aliyah said, we have to start talking about pertinent issues that affect us and what we want to see change in the country. Otherwise, we'll just be exploited day in, day out without realizing what part of the power we are. And the one thing is that we work in functional systems, so we know how functional systems work. If we understand how different functional systems work, what the US is missing, the UK has. What the UK is missing, the UAE has. What the UAE is missing, China has. What China is missing, African diaspora has. So as a collective, we have a lot of bargaining power and we have a lot of input to put into the country when we want to be made to look different. So sometimes we don't have to just be making noise, politicking and doing everything, but our day-to-day lives can contribute on how we can see a change in Kenya and improving the lives of people who we are helping in Kenya. We have a very strong weapon, which is the money we send back home. Don't underestimate that $100, that's $10, that $5 you send every week. Back to you in the studio.
Asante sana, Mika. Now, Mika, you bring up a very interesting point. Last week when we were having this conversation, you said you can never waste your time coming to these town halls, which was so profound. And I think it was a very important statement you're making, because I think I pay attention to what you say because you have a very realistic point of view from the ground, outside of those of us who are very maybe passionate about these issues, because I felt like that was reflective of a lot of people who are on the ground. They see these things as a total waste of time, and they would never, spend their Saturday or Sunday afternoon go to some hotel somewhere, pay $40 for parking to go see some Kenyan politician. So what kind of thing do you think, or what kind of conversations, Mika, do you think we need to have to be able to at least move the needle a bit and make people understand that it's important for them to make their presence felt, even if it doesn't mean,
Well,
coming for
first,
those town halls? What exactly is it that needs to be done, or what do we need to do?
first of all, give people a chance to be listened to. Right? Because a lot of diaspora people feel like they're not listened to, like their voice is shut down. Right? Hata hapa kwa show ukipatia JJ chance ya kuongea ataongea mpaka show ishe 3 hours zote poop. Right? Amalize kabisa because amepata chance ya kujiexpress.
Yes.
Diaspora people don't have that. We don't have the chance to express ourselves, right? It's not that we are ignorant or stupid. It's that we are looking at where we come from, and we look at where we are, and we have a vision of this can actually work. If ABCD was implemented, this thing can work. So give diaspora a chance to be listened to. And when you listen to them, give them a chance to work with you on how to fix different things. Don't just say, give us your money, and then that's what we need from you. Apana. If these town halls were more of, I've gone to these town halls before. I've had somebody come in and talk about Baba Hanya. Tulianza town lingine moja kwa swali ya kabati. Right? Ndio swali ya kabati, o politician alimbrush off style ingine. I was like, he is a genuine thing because he has influence where he's from. And he will talk to the people who is from mtu alifanya na alikuwa anaulizia watu wake iko inamsaidia yeye. But then politicians come and hear you talking about ushago, anashanga mbona unashughulika na watu ushago. Ni kwa sababu sisi ndo tunasaidia watu ushago, tunajua shida wana go through hao watu ushago. So nikikwambia pale natoka ushago kwetu kwa hivi na hivi, how are you going to help these people to avoid these things? Nisikize. Because I carry the burden of making them survive through that disadvantage they're going through. So I'm not talking from a place of ignorance. If these town halls started doing that and listening to people, that's what I was telling you guys the other day. Tukisema tunaongea juu ya sijui issues mingi hivi, hizo issues zitaisha if we don't tackle the corruption on the ground. Kwa sababu even though I want Kenya to work in a certain way, I know that if back home huko chini nyanya yangu atanunuliwa chumvi apige kura, then whatever we are talking up here won't work.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. And I think I'm glad these conversations are happening 2 years before the election, because it is August 8th. I think I don't know, someone was a 2027 calendar, but this is election week in 2027.
Yes.
So we're exactly 2 years away. And I think these conversations from the diaspora, we need to have lots of them, such that they're out there, so that the next politician who's coming,
Next town hall.
and especially if you're labeling it a town hall. And I think also part of the problem, we sometimes blame politicians, but I think also part of the problem
It's us.
is the people who
who
organize these town halls. And again, we also can't blame them, because they're using a template of what they've seen
Thank
before.
you. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's about time we dare to think different. And this is where, we're going to put, Baba Mwaura, on his feet, because he's, our elder out here in the DMV, he's very respected. And he listens. What I like about him is that he listens to young people. They give a platform at Elimu Center in Baltimore for young people to come and do so many different things. So we give him
And
that
he
respect.
knows it. And chances are he's going to pitch that to whoever he's supporting.
Yes,
In this
but
case, Matiang'i.
now let's hope, because we know he's going to do that. We know he's going to do that. But let's hope the people who are, because the other group that's organizing it, they have to buy in from that idea. If people are still excited by this Tawala Kenya idea of, bringing a politician asimame atoe speech na nini. If they still want that, then that will be a problem, because I think the bigger problem, like even by the people in that same team who initially, were trying to woo me in, but they're wooing me in, but are you gonna make him shine? And I'm like, my responsibility is not to make him shine. That is not helping him. That is not helping him as a candidate. It's not helping him. It's gonna hurt him. In fact, I think this is the best time to have those moments, like the viral moment that Val created, so that the politicians can prepare themselves now in future town halls. Do you know a proper town? What I would like to see, the kind of town hall I would like to see. Remember when in London, when Mehdi Hassan had Kina Kimani Chungwa and a couple of others. Now that is a town hall. That's what you call a town hall, where you have a number of people in the community, like speaking, and then of course having a moderator. It's okay to have an MC to introduce, to transition and everything, but I think the event should be controlled by a moderator. The number to call is 202